Okay, seeing it's 7:30, 6:30, on March 11th, 2025, I will open up the Hadley Conservation Commission meeting. First on the agenda is request for determination of applicability 454 Russell Street. And this was a continuation from last meeting. Correct. Who's here to talk to this one?
Christian, you're muted.
Sorry. Hi, all. Christian Brandley representing Hadley Campus Plaza LLC. Since you want me to jump right into it?
Yep.
Since the last meeting, we procured a tree study from Bartlett Consulting Team, conveyed that to the commission, and are requesting permission to prune the subject trees in accordance with ANSI A300 standard practices for pruning. And we will, there's two trees that are flagged as in fair condition. So we'll continue to monitor those trees in the event those trees need to be removed due to the health of those trees. But the request is to prune the subject trees to prevent branches from falling and to reduce liability with respect to pedestrians and vehicles.
Did Bartlett give you a pruning plan for those trees so it's not open ordered?
It says pruning will comply with current ANSI A300. So I think as long as we follow those standard practices, I imagine those have ANSI A300 conveys and expresses how the trees need to be pruned. And
will Bartlett be doing this pruning for you?
We'll bid it out. They'll be part of the bid. It'll be professional landscapers doing it, whether it's Bartlett or somebody else that is certified to follow these ANSI A300 guidelines.
Okay.
Christian, I just have a question. So I looked at the study. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole thing. Do you mind pulling up just the page with the chart showing the condition of the trees and then the recommended actions? And so I saw there was 8 trees that were in the study. Are you pruning all 8 of those or just the 4 that were in the original RDA?
Ideally all 8, but if we are only allowed to trim 4, that's fine too. We just really want to clean up the trees as soon as possible. So let me share what I think you're talking about. Give me 1 second. This one? Sorry.
Yeah, that's the one.
Go ahead.
7 oaks and 1 elm.
Yeah, there's 10 oaks, yeah.
And then these 2 are the ones I was talking about. Their recommendation was to keep an eye on these 2 oak pins for their health.
Cool.
So do they want to modify the RDA that have 8 trees or?
I guess, yeah, well, we would just condition the determination. We would just mention in the determination what we're approving.
All the board members are in agreement with this?
Yeah, all 8 of them say the overall tree risk rating is low, so. You know, even with the conditions of them.
I mean, there's trees hanging over everybody's driveway and.
Oh, no, for sure.
Everywhere, you know, so I don't.
You cut them all down, there'd be no trees.
Yeah. I mean, but trimming, that's what we told them we could do, so.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Want to see like a proposed work order on the trimming plan before they do it, or?
I think maybe just a site inspection before they do the work.
I'd like to know what's gonna be involved in the actual trimming before work commences. That could be one of the conditions.
Okay, so Christian, we're gonna condition it that the commission maybe meets on site with the tree removal company prior to work.
So we'll award the contract to someone, and the condition will be, hey, landscapers, you need to, before performing the work, you need to have a meeting with the Conservation Committee on site to describe specifically what they're gonna be doing, correct?
Yeah, and this is pretty typical. We condition a lot of permits with a pre-construction site visit. I mean, this is not really construction, but it's pretty much like the same thing for
Yeah.
vegetation removal, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
So I think it's a -3 and probably a 5.
What is?
It's
Isn't it
3.
three?
3 is the work described and requested within the buffer zone as defined in regulations, but will not alter an area subject to jurisdiction or impact. Therefore, such work does not require the following no respect, subject to the following conditions of any. And that's why we put that condition in, that
Yeah,
tree trimming work with the
yes,
pre-condition.
yeah, site visit before work.
Site approval before work. Continue. I don't know if we need a 6 on it.
No, because I think in the request there was no, they didn't check off the box for the wetland bylaw, so just a 3 would
That's
be.
number 3. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for a motion to close the hearing.
I'll make a motion, we close the hearing.
Steve makes a motion.
I'll second.
Brandon seconds. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
And then I'll look for a motion to go with a negative determination, number 3, which I just described with the subject condition added.
I'll do it.
Motion by Gordon
Second.
and Brandon. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, everyone agrees.
okay, so we'll reach out, Kayla, to you to coordinate that pre-meeting, correct?
And I will send the determination over to you with the signatures.
Okay. Great, thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Next on the agenda is emergency certification, North Hadley Road. This-
So we just need to ratify this emergency certification for beaver dam removal,
Mhm.
which I believe is complete, right?
Yes, done.
So maybe we need a motion to ratify.
We need a motion to ratify the enforcement order for 300, for the North Hadley Road, removal of the beaver dams and beavers. Motion,
I'll make it.
Gordon makes a motion,
Second.
by Steve, for discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think
Do
maybe,
I have to stay
I
abstained?
think.
Yeah, there's no,
Okay, it's fine.
we had 4 members, so.
Yeah, we have enough.
Okay.
But that's the.
Next on the agenda is, I don't know if you should sign it. No, don't sign it. Public comment. Anybody from the public have any comments to bring up any projects?
I don't think any of it.
Seeing none, we'll go on to other business, which those, these folks are probably
Wait, we have to
here.
do the, we didn't do the enforcement. order.
I'm sorry,
For intervention way.
I'm not thinking, sorry.
Thank you,
Oh, I'm sorry,
that's okay.
enforcement order 300 Venture Way.
So, the engineer said that they'll have a plan for bringing that stormwater system up to date by our June meeting. But in the meantime, we can work on issuing the friendly enforcement order that outlines the work that we're going to require. So I don't know if you had a chance to read the draft conditions or the requirements for work, but I could share it on the screen. And I just wanted to run it by you all.
I didn't see the draft.
Did I not send the draft? If this is
I saw
I have a copy, want to read my draft?
this is the, yeah, that's the one.
Go ahead.
All I saw was the land donation and the.
I think it was in the email previous to that one.
Oh, okay.
So basically, it just says what happened. They didn't maintain it for a few years, overgrown. The stormwater outlet structures have degraded significantly, can't be accessed for maintenance. And then it requires a proposed plan, dewatering plans if needed, a disposal plan for removed materials, timeline of work to be done, and then a restoration plan that addresses how the basins and slopes will be stabilized. Monitoring until it's stabilized. Just not dredging the detention basins larger than the approved plans. Work to be completed by no, I also sent this to the engineer, seeing if this is a reasonable time limit, and then updated O&M plan. And this I took from past enforcement orders that I found in the office, so I kind of made a little Frankenstein monster of
That's awesome.
conditions.
Perfect. No, good.
So you fine with this?
I like it.
So
So,
this is a draft. We won't issue the enforcement order tonight because I still have to bring that form or fill out that form. This is just gonna be the attachment for it. But if you have no other comments, I'll bring that to the next meeting so we could issue it.
So we
Get that out of
won't,
the
we won't be
way.
voting on it at the next meeting.
No, we're not gonna vote on it. I just wanted feedback before.
Okay.
Yeah. no,
We
that's
got
perfect.
that, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna skip past public comments. I hit that already. And we'll go to other business, Walmart signage.
Hello, everyone. My name is Liam Feeney. I am a civil engineer with Bowler Engineering, here to discuss the potential project at the Walmart located within Mountain Farms Mall.
Can you increase the volume at all? Please?
Do you need to speak louder, or do you need the volume louder in the room?
Better,
Okay,
that's better.
we gotta take
Okay.
care of it.
All right, I'm going to share my screen here. One second, that's the wrong screen. Okay. Can everyone see the plan here?
Yep.
Okay, great. So this is the Walmart located within the Mountain Farms Mall. Walmart is looking to do a remodel internal to the store. And last week I was in front of the planning board to discuss some site parking lot improvements, largely consisting of pavement marking and signage improvements relative to a pickup operation that will happen at the front of the store. So as you're seeing on this plan here, we have some additional signage that will be associated with the pickup operations that will be part of the project. With that being said, we have taken a holistic view of Walmart's lease limits and are looking to propose some additional stop signage and stop markings throughout their lease limits. So what you're seeing on this plan at the drive aisle end conditions, we are proposing stop bars, stop text, and stop signs. Those do not exist in existing conditions, and we like to propose them just for added visibility to make sure that vehicles are stopping at these drive aisles before they enter the road at the front of the building and the driveway outside of their parking lot. So that's something that we're taking a look at. And with that, there are some resource areas at the northern edge of the property boundary. Per GIS, there is a stream located just outside the property boundary that's shown on the USGS map. So there's a riverfront area associated with that. And then there are some wetlands also located offsite, and they have buffer zones that go into the parking lot. So with that being said, we are proposing pavement markings inside the existing disturbed, currently paved parking. So you'll see here within the riverfront area that we're showing approximate location of in yellow here. This is the approximate 200-foot riverfront area with that stream. And then if I were to change this to green, this is the approximate 100-foot buffer zone associated with the wetlands also over there. So within these resource areas, we are proposing some pavement markings. And then there are existing landscape islands that we'd like to put in stop signs. So those stop signs will be located on breakaway posts. I can pull up the detail here. This will be like a typical assembly. We'll have a breakaway post, and then they'll be mounted in about a 1 foot wide cylindrical concrete base that's about 2 feet deep. So pretty minimal disturbance. With 6 of those, would say about 6 square feet of additional area that's going to go into these landscape islands. And they'll be pretty shallow foundations just to accommodate the wind loads on these signs. So just wanted to bring this to the attention of the board that Walmart is looking, or the commission, sorry, that Walmart is looking to implement some signs within these landscaped areas and some pavement markings within the existing paved areas, and wanted to get an idea of what the commission would like to see for a permit, if any, if this is something the commission could review administratively, or if they'd like to see an RDA, or if they had any comments or questions before we sent anything over to you guys.
All the work's being done in the paved area, correct, or the islands that's existing?
Yes. So Walmart's lease limits don't extend beyond the driveway here.
We'll do it
So-
administratively. We're gonna make it simple for you.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, so we can forward you the plans when they're final. We're still in the early stages of this project, so when they're finalized, we can forward you the plans just for an administrative review.
Sounds like a plan.
Perfect.
Yep, good.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
next up, the APR updates dash MDAR.
Hello,
Hello.
thanks for allowing me to visit with you guys and talk about the APRs that we have active in town. Kayla, do you just want me to speak to the four that
Yeah, can you give an overview of the four APR applications that you have right now and what you're at, what you need from us?
Sure. So we have four applications, one on Stockbridge Street, one on Bay Road, one on Middle Road, and one on Knightsley Road. It's the Kelly on Stockbridge, Riley on Bay, Topler Family Nominee Trust on Middle Road, and the estate of John Koski on Knightley Road. We've been working with the family for a number of months now. We've appraised the properties, and we have Hadley has been wonderful about helping with the APR program, and we've come up with an offer to the family of which a 5% match is being asked of the town. So for the Kelly property, a 5% match of the funding would be $14,375. The Margaret Riley property, 5% match is $13,750. The Topler Nominee Trust is $12,500. And the estate of John Koski is a little bit more than 5% because the values were rather high on that one. So we did a sliding scale, and that's $41,230. If the town were to help towards those projects, you'd become a co-holder in the document, which means that you have some rights over what we call the special permit provision in the document. So if someone were to propose, a non-agricultural non-agricultural event, continuing event that they're getting money for, then there's a special permit provision, and we would go to the town asking your opinion and to sign off on that. And there's no other enforcement, like you don't have to worry about, we have all the enforcement, our stewardship staff on board. You wouldn't be doing any of that work or monitoring or anything.
Chris, can you give me the total amount for funding all of those APRs?
Sure, I think to grab a calculator, forgive me.
Yeah.
$81,855. I've also I sent this to you in an email, Kayla, and I can also send you the full total.
That's
So
fine.
you have a written number. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So I haven't been here when an APR has been approved. Where does that funding come from? Do you know which account? Because I'm looking at, we have a TDR, conservation TDR gifts
I
account.
would check with the town accountant.
Yeah.
Who's done these in the past,
Hmm.
because they may take them from different accounts.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It might be from all different
Yeah,
zoning, planning.
But they-
conservation.
work with her. I think it's her, right?
Yeah, Linda,
And
she's the treasurer, yeah.
she'll help you walk through that, Kayla.
Okay, I mean, even in our TDR account, we have $85,000, so. I mean, it's for basically this purpose.
What we're doing, yeah.
Yeah.
100%, we get that.
Yeah, And I think generally, I mean, I don't know if I should speak for the board, but we're in favor of.
She would know what,
APRs.
why it would be better to take it from one than the other. Past
Yeah.
experience.
So I think right now, Chris, what you're looking for is if the Conservation Commission would be interested in supporting these APR applications.
Correct.
That's it.
How much land is there?
Yeah, that's the only thing I'd like to hear.
Oh, sure. I apologize. I don't have that right off the top. Let me just grab my file. Topler, Koski is about 15, a little over 15 acres. Topler is a little over 8. Margaret Riley's is 7.95. And Catherine Kelly is, I believe, 12, but let me double check that one.
42 acres.
Yeah,
Where's-
Mental,
so mine.
About 2,000 an acre. Their cost. So
Yeah, roughly.
It did 100%, so they're giving 40,000 an acre. roughly, Average,
Average.
and 5% is two
Mhm.
times 20.
Yeah, if you want the full appraised value, what we're putting towards it, I could get you that as well.
I think we're close enough.
Yeah.
Okay,
Looking for a number of magnitude. I think it's worthwhile supporting the rest of the board members.
I would agree, 100%.
Okay, Gordon.
Yeah.
Steve,
Yeah, I like APR
I
land.
think we got approval of all 5 board members, just
We
confirm.
do, just like a motion.
Sure, go. Look for a motion to support the 4 APRs and funding.
I'll make it.
Gordon makes a motion.
I'll second it.
Second by Brandon. Any further discussion? Being as none, any further, okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimously passed.
great. Thank
So
you.
I'll be in touch with the treasurer and the select board, and we can figure out how to keep going.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're
Have a good evening.
You too.
Okay, next on the agenda is land donation policy.
So this is just a policy that was adopted by the select board, which is, I think, pretty relevant to Conservation Commission outlining, oh, I looked at it before, sorry.
Oh, my God.
I know.
This is the one I did. print.
Oh. Just outlining the procedure for, when the town is offered land for donation. So it's mostly just a reference document.
So who basically has a final determination?
Select board, but it has to be approved by the Conservation
Okay, I
Commission.
understand. So they drafted this, so they're happy.
Yeah, they drafted it, and it's already signed and approved, so it's in effect. I think it's more just like, this is the steps that we have to go through when we're offered land, and outlines who gets eyes on it, who has to sign off on it at the end, and all that stuff, and
Is there a lot of land in Hadley that people give to the town?
I mean, we've been offered a few parcels,
A
and
lot of
there's a
times
conservation
it's
restriction.
a tax
Yeah,
collections and it's a piece of crap land and they can't sell it easily, so that's what.
Landlocked or,
Yeah.
Like down in
Like beer hogs.
the other side of Mitch's
yeah,
Marina.
it's just put out that one awful.
well, and then, I didn't know that, so there's a land donation policy and a land acquisition policy that is different. That they're currently drafting, but has not been approved yet. And Jennifer just wanted me to look at it.
If you have to have a land donation, you don't have to go through the expense.
Yeah, this one is a little bit, I don't think this is as relevant to the Conservation Commission.
So we
Because
don't,
we're not really, I don't know, we're not really actively looking to buy land.
so we don't really need to.
No, the town would
Unless-
wanna buy it, but we would, if the town decided down the road they wanted to do something with it,
Yeah,
they would have to go through us to make sure that it falls within.
right,
Right.
so, yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Anyway,
Yeah, we're
that's a
not
draft.
looking to go buy stuff, so.
No.
Okay. We don't need to make any motions on that, do we?
No, that's just for reference, and then. Next is right of first refusal for 156 River Drive, so this is a chapter 61A program. So the town has right of first refusal when the property owner wants to convert to another use, so we just need to vote that we don't want to buy this property.
Which parcel would this be?
150, here, let me,
Yeah, you can pull it.
Yeah. so it's this one's got a stream to the north. It's in the floodplain, most of it. Rather.
Okay.
Where is that?
Woodcuts, right? Across from Jimmy Pest,
No, is it what does?
I think it is.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Oh, it's a good penny.
I really know.
Well, weather.
325?
I heard it's closer to 4.
We could pull it out.
14 acres there though, and I think there's a separate, you could do a separate lot to
Could do
the
a couple.
south.
But we don't have any interest.
No,
No.
Okay.
Alright, so let's vote on that.
So do I have a motion
Let's see if
to,
there's, hold on, let me see if there's like a template for what,
are
no.
we voting?
what exactly is in question right now? Sorry.
So we have to basically refuse to buy this parcel. Parcel land,
I look for a motion from the Conservation Commission members to refuse the purchase of this parcel from 61A.
I'll make it.
Gordon makes a motion.
All you, Rick.
Oh, second.
Second, by Ray. Any further discussion?
Give you one.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Gordon,
Aye.
Steve,
Why don't you just APR it? I know.
Hmm?
Just APR it. Money from APR. Yes.
okay,
I think it's already
well,
sold.
we
It's sold.
can't,
Oh, it's already sold?
I think it's sold.
Oh, is that already?
it's gotta come out of 61A to go into our APR, doesn't it?
Sign was only out front for a couple of days.
No. Wow.
Well, you know why, it's got frontage in the river. Somebody's gonna put a North Hadley Marine in.
Could have been us.
I can't
I
read
have a headache now.
It ain't gonna be me. No way.
I'm telling you, it's not a way to make a lot of money. No,
So-
change.
the next thing is that this actually was an act that was signed in November. Which is a retroactive permit extension. So this was signed by the governor in November. And basically, the gist of it is that this applies to land use permits, which includes conservation permits. An approval in effect or existence during the tolling period of January 1st, 2023 to January 1st, 2025 inclusive shall be extended for a period of 2 years from its expiration date. Note that the granting of the approval does not have to occur during that period. Rather, the approval only has to be in effect during the tolling period, even for just 1 day. And there's a note that some permits that expired can be revived. So if a permit was supposed to expire on February of 2023, this act revives that permit and it would now be valid until February 2025, which I guess also passed, but this is just a heads up, so make sure that we're keeping that in mind with expired permits. I don't know how this will work with the COVID extension. But apparently DEP circuit riders are working on some sort of resources for conservation commissions on how to approach it. I don't think we should draft anything. I think we should kind of just, if people have a question, answer it as they come up, but I don't think we should reach out to people with active permits. Saying that, your permit has been extended by this state act. I think that would just get too confusing.
Okay.
That's that.
Tree removal policy?
We got a good governor. Take care of some.
So I figured I'd put this on the agenda because we didn't have too much, so I figured we'd have a little time to revisit the tree removal policy. Did people have a chance to review the changes?
I did.
Read the most recent ones.
Yeah. I have
Honestly.
here, if you want to take a copy, I've got more.
Crazy what we talked about last time, yeah.
It is, I tried to make it a little shorter and I tried to not be too, specific in terms of the amount of trees. Cause we had a whole thing where it's like conservation agent can approve this many, the commission can approve this many, but I just ended up saying that only up to 3 trees can be approved for removal through this process, administrative approval process.
What I took from this is, now we have a policy in place to give somebody, but there's a lot of leeway in here and how we can vote. up and down.
It's gonna be situational though, too. It's not like gonna be,
Yeah, I think what this does is it lays out the process for requesting to remove trees. It says this is what you have to request it in writing and the commission can require an arborist's opinion. These are the reasons that we can approve trees administratively. If the tree is not a hazard, it's not dying or disease, if it's not for maintenance of a stormwater system, if it doesn't interfere substantially with the landowner's use of the property, then they would have to go through the permitting process. So it has those reasons. I mean, I don't know if there's any other reasons we would want to administratively approve tree removal.
I think,
But this is just, so people have something to look at and they're like, I want to remove this tree. Does it meet any of these purposes?
and if not, they can still come to us and we can then evaluate it, so.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
solar,
and-
solar
and it just-
installation's gonna be big.
What's
I
that?
think
Solar installation. I mean, you cut down a lot of trees for solar.
that's true, but also if they're installing a ground mount solar, then they will probably come to us anyway for permitting that system.
I'm fine with it at this point.
And I think also, I mean, I didn't want to make it, I wanted us to have something on paper, but I didn't want it to seem too convoluted because we want people to come to us. We don't want
Oh,
to
for
make it
sure.
too hard.
No, exactly.
Right.
So at
Like I
least, you
said,
know,
there'll be some extreme circumstances in any situation, but at least this is,
There's ways we can fight this. And we can-
right, right, 100%.
So I would make a motion to accept this policy as it is, the draft. So we have something in place. And then we can always further modify it further down the road if we have to, but let's give it a shot.
sure, yeah, we can reach, I'll put it on the website too, so people
Yeah.
can find it easily.
So I look for a motion to accept it.
I'll make a motion to accept the tree cutting.
Random make
Resource area plan.
Second will be from me, Gordon. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
good job.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Next, Fort River Forward update. So this was a while back, that I mentioned that I was going to be participating in the group with a bunch of different, representatives from towns in the Fort River watershed. But, we've recently started working on an MVP grant for culvert assessment for all the towns in the watershed. And I think it's us, Amherst, Belchertown, Pelham, and Shutesbury. So basically the project, it seems like it's gonna include culvert assessment for culverts townwide on public land. And then a prioritization plan for culverts within the Fort River watershed itself. Amherst, it seems like Amherst or PVPC Pioneer Valley Planning Commission is gonna be the lead applicant. We're still figuring out if it will require a town match it doesn't have to be a monetary match. It could be a match in terms of like, they were talking about, having like students go out and assess culverts for credit. And, I don't know what the calculations are of how that counts for the match, but we're still figuring out the logistics and stuff, but that's in motion. The application is due in the beginning of April, so it's kind of fast moving. But yeah, that's an update from that, and I'll probably be coming back to the next meeting. Hopefully more updates. Gonna be working with DPW to figure out logistics of that project.
Other project updates?
Let's see. I don't have any other updates. I will be going to the select board meeting on the 19th to provide department updates. If you want to join and provide Concom updates, you are welcome to, but no pressure. And that's it.
Bills,
No bills.
minutes.
I have January and February minutes.
Is everybody,
Pass them down.
is everybody
Pass them around.
ready to vote on these? You wanna read them? No, let's vote. So I'll look for a motion to accept the January 14th, 2024 meeting minutes.
We gotta do them individually.
Yeah, we should.
Okay. Make a motion to accept the January minutes.
Brandon makes a motion, second. Ray, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, next we need a motion to accept the February 11th, 2024 meeting minutes. I'll make it. Corey makes a motion,
I'll second it.
Brandon seconds it. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
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 Like,
Okay, unanimous.
it makes it too complicated.
Good. I mean, somebody could contest this.
They could. Well, what are you gonna do it? Well, they're sitting here.
Pretty good board members. We got a blast. And after that, I'll look for the motion for adjournment. Then.
I'll make it.
We're gonna make a motion to adjourn.
Hey, I got a quick question.
Oh,
And
Better be quick.
there was either an Amherst College student or a Hampshire College student that was remember they came to us about a year ago and they were looking to do a study on how trails are affected by, how trails affect
Mhm.
Wildlife patterns.
Mhm.
Has there ever been any follow-up or?
I haven't heard
Is it
anything.
possible to find out what
Yeah,
those results were?
I can follow up with that.
All right.
Is that the same people that are doing the,
Bikes.
No, it wasn't the same.
When was
people.
that? This last year?
It was,
I remember that,
it was
yeah.
on, they were at the knot, they were gonna be working around the notch or something like
Yeah.
that. I didn't know if there was ever any results out of that thing.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Now, yeah, absolutely.
Ray, you're making a motion?
I would love to make
Okay,
it.
seconded by,
I'll second it.
seconded, any further discussion, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.